Good morning, champions. Welcome to day 25. Happy Friday. I hope your week has been wonderful so far. Today we are going to focus on simple fundraising ideas in helping you to grow your nonprofit. Before I get started, I'm going to introduce myself to those that may be new to the brand. My name is Omotola the Great. I am the lead consultant here at the Funding Magnet, where we are on a mission to aid and support at least 1,000 nonprofits to fully fund their mission and their vision. We believe that you don't have to go broke to make a difference and that you can make a living while making a difference. We support you through our classes. Our classes are training and giving you tips to ensure that you can definitely build a profitable and sustainable nonprofit organization. We know that as change makers, it can be a bit lonely when you're starting or growing or expanding your nonprofit. And so we are here to guide and support you and give you the tools that you need and the community to be able to do more good in the world. So if you have any questions or concern about anything, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We're just a DM away. It might take us 24 to 48 hours, but we're going to get back to you as well. So this series is called Ask Me Anything series, and it came about due to questions that people have been asking me over the period of a few weeks ago. And so this has been curated from questions I've received either via messages, comments, and via email as well. And so without any delay, let's jump into today's topic. So for today, we are going to focus on fundraising ideas that you can explore to use to raise funds for your organization. And so when we talk about fundraising is just all about the things you do, the activities that you do to ensure that you can raise funds, you can get funding for the work that you do. And so there are different things that you can try. I know we've spoken about the general ones in terms of grants, getting individual donations, corporate sponsorship, board giving, and the likes of them. But today, I just want to focus on other things you can do while you're still doing all of those things, or while you're trying to put the steps in place to do the other things as well. And so let's jump into it. So the first one is to consider doing virtual galas. I know due to the COVID-19 issue, a lot of people have had to rethink the way they do things and the way that they get funding for their organization. But thankfully, things are dying off and things are getting better. And so soon we don't have to wear masks when we go outside. We still wear masks where I live right now, but hopefully before this year is over, we'll be free from that. But so what are virtual galas? Virtual galas are just a way to bring people together online, whether through Zoom or Google Meet or Skype or Team, and just have them to show up and really have a good time while they're learning about your organization. But at the same time, you're treating them to entertainment as well. And so a way that you can do this is like they're not free. And so you might charge maybe $10, $20, $25, whatever the amount is for each person to get a ticket. And so the way that you calculate it is that, yes, you provide something to them in advance. And so for some people, they might provide food and have a dinner sent to those potential guests beforehand. And so if that's the case, the way you need to do it is to make sure that you calculate that whatever you are asking for, the ticket amount, it covers both your expenses as well as leave enough to be a donation. And so let's say it takes you $10 per each participant to be part of this gala, for you to send them the food and whatever item that you want to give to them. Then that means at least you're making $15 from every participant that shows up. And in this instance, it doesn't really matter whether or not they are interested in the work that you do, but they have to be interested in the things that you're going to do at the gala. And so you might have to consider music, you might have to consider food, you might have to consider having a competition or quiz, or where people can just really have fun and play games and just get to know people and network as well. So that's one example. The second one will be speaking engagement. And I know, yes, as a champion for good, as a change maker, yes, you need to be able to speak and really communicate with people. And so speaking engagements are opportunity that opens you up to ideal donors, to people who might be interested in the work that you do. And until you go out there, you never know. And so one of the things I would advise you to do is to look at who are your target audience. Look at the analytics from your social media, from your giving profile. Which age group, age range give to your organization the most? Then look for opportunities to see if there are speaking opportunities that you can look after. I know of a client of mine that her own focus was on women. And so what she does is to look for opportunities where women are gathering. And so she is more religious, and so she chose the church. And so she will identify at least 25 churches every year, and she'll reach out to them and ask for the opportunity to come and speak at their small women gathering or women group gathering. And through that, they've been able to raise a lot of money. And so the initial goal is not to just so much go there to ask for money, but a way to really show how you're being God's hands and feet to the people and the community you're serving, and then now ask them if they would like to support by either volunteering their time, their talent, or their treasure, which is the money, by giving them money as well. And so this strategy worked a lot. And so if you can find opportunity for speaking engagement, so you're indirectly going to be raising money through that. But the initial goal is to speak and share your heart and share your passion and share the purpose for why your organization exists. And from there, you can build relationship, you can build new and get to recruit new donors and supporters for your work as you go forward as well. Another third way for a fundraising idea that you can look into might be lessons, giving classes. So think about it. A lot of people want to learn specific skill set or general skill set about something. And so for instance, let's say there is a great chef that you know, and so maybe they're willing to offer a cooking lesson. It can be in person or virtual. And so people pay a certain amount of money, but the chef is donating their time to you. And so that's how they are supporting your non-profit with their talent. And so you're not paying the chef, because if you have to pay a chef, then all the money you raise, you may most likely go to the fee of that chef. So if it's possible to get a chef that donates their time and their talent, and so they may have a 1-hour cooking class teaching about maybe a simple dish or appetizer or dessert or something like that. And so if you're able to do that, then the money that you raise for people to buy the tickets to learn and take this class can go towards supporting your work. Other classes idea beyond just cooking can be baking. So people have sweet too, so maybe they want to learn a special way to make a chocolate cookie or other pastries. And so that can be another way where you get people who are experts to donate their time and their talent. And so you now sell the ticket for the general public to be part of this class. And then when you do that, then you're able to now get the money to go to support your work and the work that you do as well. Another idea can be painting. So a lot of people don't know how to paint, but they think that they can be the next greatest painter in the world. And so this can be for families. So it doesn't necessarily have to be just for adults. So you can think of things you can do that are fun, that are engaging, that are entertaining and educational, that the whole family can do as well. And so these are just some ideas. So what I will consider for you to do is to look at what you have locationally, regionally, what you have around you, who do you have access to, and say, okay, what class can we come up with? What training event can we do, whether virtually or in person, that can bring people to be part of the work that we do, and then we can use that to definitely raise funds for those that are interested in our work and as well. And so the next thing you can do is to do a family night out event. So you can do it 2 ways. You can invite the whole family, and especially now that COVID-19 is going down, a lot of people are looking for opportunity to go out there to really spend time with their family and friends. And so people never shy away from entertainment or things to help them feel as if they're enjoying life. And where I am, spring is here and summer is almost here as well. And so this is the time period that people want to be outdoor doing things with their families and friends. And so if you can come up with carnivals or events where families can come together and have fun and really enjoy themselves. And so that can be another way they can raise fund for your organization as you go forward as well. Then another thing you can do is context, context. And so what I mean by that is that you can have like a competition where people will have to donate or give to participate to hit in it. And so an example can be doing the runs and walk. And so if you do the runs, like yes, maybe at the end of the day everybody get a ribbon or they get a championship cup or status that says congratulations, you're number 1 or number 2 or number 3. And so you can have this kind of like physical or mental kind of games that people can play. It can even be chess, it can be cards, and then bring people together. It can be bingo, and then you can also use this to raise money. And so most of all of these things that I'm talking about is not so much the donation, it's more like people are paying for a product or service, and then when they do that, the money can be used to support your organization. But like I said, always make sure that whatever it is, when you're pricing any of these things that you're trying to do, make sure that it covers the expenses that you're going to incur, and then leave something that you can use as your profit in quotes, which will be the donation that goes to the work that you do as well. The another thing you can do is trivia night, where you bring people together and then they pay money and then they compete and learn about different kind of history. So you can focus the trivia light on histories, on superstars, on movies, on music, on musicians, on celebrities, on educational stuff. And so you can do a lot of different kind of trivia types of activities, and you can get people who are interested in it to give through the ticket that they're going to buy to support the work that you do as well. And then the next is also doing a mystery box. And so what I mean by that is that you can tell people to buy a mystery box where they don't know what they are going to get. And so maybe you create 5 to 6 things in a box that you send to them as a surprise to them. And so a mystery box is basically where you are able to like get things donated from like people. So it can be food item, non-perishable food item. It can be like little souvenirs, things that people will like a 𝘾𝙧𝙚𝙀 or like a 𝘾𝙧𝙀𝙀, and different kind of things like that. And so when you are able to provide that, you put it in a box. It can be up to 3, 4, 5 or more items in it. And so you might ask people to give $10, $25 to get a mystery box. And so a lot of people, they like surprises, and so the goal is that whatever is in it will be something that they don't expect, but they will like, and it will be useful to them. And so when you do the mystery box, again, calculate your donation, calculate the amount. If it's going to take you $10 to have this mystery box created, then how much are you going to charge? Is it $25? Is it $30? Is it $40? Is it $50? And so it's very important that you take the time to really understand what is it going to cost you to do this and create this mystery box as you go forward. Also, you can organize tournaments like football match, soccer match, baseball, basketball match, swimming competition, where you teach children, young children and adults something, and then they pay a fee to be part of that program. And then the goal is that at the end of the day, you have more than enough ready to definitely support the work that you do. And so these are just some ideas of some fundraising activities that you can think about doing as an organization. And it's very important that you make the time to look at what works for you. You don't have to do everything, don't get me wrong. So don't try to do every single thing. If you try to do everything, you are going to get burnout, especially if you're just starting and you don't have a full team that can really execute on all of these things. So my advice to you is to say, consider where you are right now. What do you have the capacity to do? What are you able to do? What is manageable for you? What can you easily come to put together that will still be of quality, that will still be excellent? And then what is the timeline for you to make it happen? And so all of these things are just ideas, but you don't have to do every single thing. Think about what works for you, and maybe none of this will work for you right now, because maybe the season that you are in, that's not what you should be focusing on. And so a lot of these things, they are time consuming. You need to like create some stuff, you need to buy things or at least get them donated to be able to do that as well. And so it requires some planning. It's not just something you can just execute by tomorrow. You need to give yourself time to create a plan in terms of how we're going to get these things donated or ready, the resources that we need to maybe make it happen. And then beyond that, also to give enough time for potential people who might be interested to invest in it by paying for those particular program and the work that you do as well. And so it's very, very important that you don't miss out on this and that you consider it for sure. It's not going to work every time, but it can definitely work for you. But if you don't try, you never know, right? And so it's very important that you take the time to try and look at it and see what is possible as you go forward. And so I hope that you find this helpful as you go forward. Also, another idea can do a very great example of how a particular non-profit that has been in existence for years that most of you know about, which is the Girl Scout. They have a season every single year where the Girl Scout sell cookies, and they've raised millions through selling cookies. Normally, let's say this pack of cookies, usually they sell for $5 at a normal restaurant, at a normal place. But because of the Girl Scout and their mission, they sell it for $25. I buy it every single year. They always find me one way or the other. And so even last year, they changed stuff and they were selling popcorn. Normally the popcorn used to cost $5. They sold it for $30 and I was happy to pay it. And so imagine if they have a mission to sell over 200,000 box of cookies and it costs only $5, but they're selling that $25 or $30. That's a huge margin in terms of the profit they are making, which is going to be the donation they are going to use to run the work that they do. And so, like I said, these are just different ideas that you can use to fundraise for the work that you do. But you have to sit down to think about it. Is that, do you have the capacity to do any of these things? What will it take? And so you need to plan it. Then how many units is it going to be worth it for your organization? How many units will it take for you to be able to... It's muted? Oh, I'm so sorry. Can you hear me now? Let me know. Is it better? Thank you for letting me know. So, but yes, like I was saying, how many units will it take for you to be able to accomplish the things that you want to make happen? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this and check to make sure the audio is fine. But I hope it is. If not, I'll start all over again. But thank you for being here. And we have a masterclass that is coming up next month, April 5th. You can hear. Okay, let me see what I can do. So I'm going to stop this and start all over again, okay? Give me 1 minute.